Hello friends and welcome to the Orbiter video series of Santosh Memorial Chess Academy. Today we are going to discuss another important article from your exam point of view, which is Article 5, the completion of a game. This article tells us, both players and arbiter, about some specific conditions and situations with the help of which they can easily understand whether a game could be considered as completed or not. So just to give you a gist of what exactly this article is going to discuss here is, a game is completed in three different ways: checkmate, where a player performs checkmate to his opponent; resignation, which is a kind of forfeit done by a player to his opponent during the game; and some specific conditions of draw like draw agreements and stalemates, which we will be discussing in the later part of this video. Now let's take each of these three one by one in detail, where our very first article, Article 5.1, discusses about the checkmate positions. It says that a game could be considered as immediately completed as and when checkmate occurs in a board. Obviously, a checkmate is a position where a king is under check and player does not have any legal resources available over the board to save down that check, neither he can move his king to a safer place. Now you need to know that a legal move here is required, and legal move technically refers to Article 2 and Article 3, which discusses about how pieces move in a chessboard. So if a move does not obey Article 2 and 3 laws, which we had already discussed in our previous video, then that move would be considered as illegal move. So in short, if a checkmate occurs in a board, then the game ends immediately. The second way a game could be considered as completed is player forfeits the game. Forfeit means accepting defeat in advance instead of facing the checkmate. First could be either he does not turn up to the player at the time of play, that is considered as walkover in chess, and the second way is he resigns in the position at the time of play. In either case he has accepted his defeat, so he lost the position. Now you need to understand the way with the help of which a player could resign in a position. Either he can simply pass a message to the opponent that he wishes to resign in the position, or he can simply knock his king down and inform his decision that he resigned here. Or he can stop the chess clocks. Now chess clock here is an integral part of tournament rules, which we will be discussing separately in Article 6, where we will be discussing this concept once again, because stopping the chess clock could also refer to calling arbiters for some assistance. So here there is a thin line difference between doing resignation and calling arbiters for assistance. So arbiter should clearly know what exactly this call was about. A player could also offer to shake hands with the opponent, but again this is a kind of gesture which is used for offering draw as well. So an arbiter should clearly know the thin line difference between what exactly this call is about. And last but not the least, he could simply sign the score sheet and write the result. Now score sheet is a kind of way to record the moves in a tournament, which is again a very essential rule of tournament, which we will be discussing in the later part of this video series in a separate article dedicated to how a move is recorded in chess. Another way a game could be considered as completed is when it is drawn. Well, there are many cases when the games are drawn, which we will be discussing in a separate article dedicated to the drawn game. But here you need to understand three concepts: stalemate, dead positions, and draw agreements. A game, if it is considered as stalemate, means a situation when a player could not make any move here, but he is also not checkmated. Now this is a deadlock position where he cannot make any move in order to progress the game itself. So that's why this position is considered as draw. Here you could see, despite having many pieces on the board, the player cannot make any move in the position, and that's why this position would be considered as draw. Our next article, Article 5.2.2, talks about dead positions in a chessboard, which says that a situation when no player can checkmate each other by any means possible over the board, then the position would be considered a dead position and the game would be end in a draw. Here you can see that it is not possible to make any advance in the position howsoever, and that's why you can see that this position would be called as draw by an arbiter. Please note that this would be discussed once again with Article 6, where chess clock also comes in picture. So would need your little extra attention when we will be discussing the same concept in Article 6 as well. A game could also be considered as draw when two players mutually agree to it, but for this to happen, they must have to play at least one move over the board. Nowadays, tournament explicitly specify the minimum move limit rule, which specifies that a player could only make draw offers or agreements after a certain move has been played in the position. So these are all general principles, but now we are going to start our tournament rules, which we'll be discussing starting from Article 6, the chess clock. We will see you there. Thank you guys and have a nice day.